Hello, I'm Penelope Mavor, and welcome to Earth Converse podcast, an exploration into our conversations and relationships with the earth, all in the hope of inspiring a deeper connection with ourselves, each other, and the earth that is our home. And in this, our 28th episode, I'm simply going to tell a story. I have a story about why I wanted to share this story, but I will hold back for now, as what is important is what it invokes in you. It is a short story retold by Al Harrison in her stirring book, Wild Courage. She is certainly a future podcast guest. And with her permission, I replicated her story on my leadership blog under her title, The Camel, the Lion, and the Child. In the story, she draws on Nietzsche's On the Three Metamorphoses from Thus Spake Zarathustra. I will put all the links in the episode notes. So, in Al's own words, once upon a time, long ago and far away, there lived a camel, and the camel's name was Carlos. Bright-eyed and well-groomed, Carlos was a very good camel. He was kind, polite, strong, hard-working, helpful, and reliable. All the other camels liked him. Carlos, oh yes, he's a very good camel, they said. And Carlos felt proud. The years passed, and Carlos started to get tired. Trying to be good was exhausting. And although he was popular and successful, somehow his life lacked joy. Weighed down with expectations and obligations, he started to feel heavy and burdened. His eyes became dull and his fur rough. Looking up at the twinkling stars on one night, Carlos was suddenly flooded with sadness. Surely there is more to life than this, he thought. And so he set out into the desert, alone, in search of his joy. For many days and many nights, Carlos journeyed through the dry sands of the desert. The days were long and lonely. Many times he thought to turn back. But each time his heart propelled him forwards with its longing. One day, far from home, Carlos woke to a thundering roar. Jumping to his feet, he found himself face to face with a huge, scaly, golden dragon. Carlos held his breath, waiting to die. But then, in the reflection of the dragon's beady eye, he caught sight of a fierce golden lion, and as the flames leapt from the dragon's mouth, Carlos, now a lion, roared. Swiping his large claws, he began to fight for his life. For 3 days and 3 nights, Carlos the lion battled with the dragon, thou shalt. Over and over he pounced, tearing the scales from the dragon's body, each scale a golden thou shalt. As he ripped each scale from the dragon's body, Carlos recognized it as a rule he had adopted as a camel. No, he roared again and again as he tore these rules from the dragon's body. I will, his cry for freedom echoed across the empty desert. Finally, the battle was over. Carlos was victorious. The dragon lay lifeless in the sand. Exhausted from the fight, Carlos dropped to the ground. Looking down at his paws, he found himself amazed. His lion's claws had become small, soft hands and feet. Carlos the lion had become a child. And so it was that Carlos the child returned home, skipping across the desert, his heart filled with joy. Full of life, radiant, graceful, and free, he made his way back to his tribe, his sacred yes echoing across the vibrant and listening desert. So, I'm curious about what this story means to you. Let us know. We'll put a pause here and see you back for the next Earth Converse podcast episode. In the meantime, enjoy Earth, one conversation at a time.